Introducing first, fight out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing at fight time at 175.6 pounds. Fighting out of Vyacheslav, Russia. Representing Russian Muay Thai Team Dragon, this is George Tuaev. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the black corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing at fight time at 175.6 pounds. Fighting out of Long Beach, California, representing Hard Works Fitness, Nate Brown!
Again, George Tuaev versus Nate Brown, 175-pound clash. Tuaev making his kickboxing debut versus Nate Brown, 1-0. 3 rounds at 2 minutes each. And Tuaev immediately gets dropped 15 seconds into this fight. He's saying he's ready to go, perhaps arguing against the knockdown ruling, but that was definitely a drop.
And he wants to make a statement back. Both fighters throwing leather, trying to earn each other's respect.
Tuaev a little reckless. Credit to Nate Brown for staying composed, still picking and popping his shots as Tuaev recklessly throws some haymakers.
And Tuaev threw a spin back fist that made its mark.
Tuaev going through some turbulence in his debut tilt here at FightersRep 20.
I want to see Tuaev measure with that jab a little bit more. We know he's strong. We know he's got the punches, but he's just throwing right away and not finding the right distance. Use that jab to set up what do you need to do. And he pops Brown, swinging very hard.
I believe the glove touched the canvas. That could have probably been ruled a knockdown as well, too. Just a wild start to this fight for George Tuaev. Has not looked comfortable in there.
You know, I don't like Tuaev's headgear. It's coming down over his eyes. It's past the eyebrow. He's having a hard time seeing. When you have a fighter with a headgear coming down that low, it forces you to raise your chin up to see, and that exposes your jaw. So I hope they make that adjustment in round number 2.
A wild ride to George Tuaev's kickboxing debut here as Nate Brown scored the first round knockdown and perhaps even a second one there as Tuaev absorbed the shot and then started stumbling around. I'd love to see if there was a close-up shot of that, of his glove perhaps touching the canvas.
Well, I think the second round here, these fighters are going to settle down a little bit. And see, the headgear is just a little bit too low for me as a coach. I don't like my fighters with the headgear down that low. It forces you to kind of tilt your chin up to look. And I'm sure he's trying to push the headgear down. He did. He pushed it up a little bit. The headgear is not just fitting right.
Yeah, I mean, that's all about communication in the corner, though. The team has to figure things out. The Tuaev needs to, first of all, complain, and I think we're going to get the ringside physician to inspect Tuaev, who definitely took some shots, and he looked a little unsteady on his feet. I don't know if that was the first round jitters of his debut fight, or he got rocked and rattled and wasn't really able to recover.
Well, you swing kind of wild, too, and when you miss, it takes a lot of energy out of you. Also off-balances you, especially when you're swinging haymakers to knockout. Get you a little bit off balance, so it makes you look a little bit more.
And to your point, David, again, George Tuaev adjusting his headgear. You have to wonder if that's the one he even brought in with him tonight.
Well, I like my fighters to have their own headgear. I like to have it adjusted. I like them to spar with it, so they have worn that, and they feel comfortable with it. Also with the headgear, too, it affects the heat in your head. It makes your head very hot. Limits your vision, limits your peripheral vision, especially the one that he has right now. So A big spin that he has here. Nate Brown stepping forward.
Yeah, it's literally beneath his eyebrow. I mean, you can see Nate Brown's eyebrows. You can't see George Tuaev's eyebrows. The difference is palpable.
Nate Brown swinging hard after a couple of low kicks.
And just sloppy boxing from Tuaev, too. Just swinging violently. He looks a little defeated there. Down in the dumps. Throwing these pot shots.
He's tired. He's holding the ropes.
He's holding the ropes there.
Yeah.
This is not looking good.
And he needs to adjust that headgear again. And it's just not looking good. And it's going to be a stoppage. And, you know, it's fights like this that helps you take it back to the lab. You know, sometimes when you are just sparring, you're just training, nothing really makes sense from your coach until you get into that ring, and everything makes sense afterwards, you know.
Just a curious fight there for George Tuaev. Looked sloppy, never looked comfortable. I mean, the fight got stopped and he's raising his hands. The headgear was on. I mean, the list goes on of all the things that went wrong for him tonight.
Well, I'm sure they'll make those adjustments, especially after seeing this fight. He's winded. You know, a lot of fighters, not sure how he trained, but when you get to this late in the game, sometimes you overtrain. Sometimes you train sometimes you warmed up too early. We don't really know. But coming into this fight, especially the second round, holding the ropes, something was a little bit off, and I'm sure they'll make those adjustments the next time around. But in the meantime, Nate Brown letting those hands go, working them, and forcing our referee Daniel to make that stoppage call, sending us another stoppage here on Fighters Rep number 20.
Nate Brown improving to 2-0. And Tuaev dropping his amateur kickboxing debut. Although he felt like he was a winner, he raised his hands.
All right, fight fans, let's make this official.
As long as he's happy with it.
32 seconds of round number 2, your referee Daniel Castillo stops the bout, declaring your winner by TKO from the black corner, Nate Brown.
And great sportsmanship between these two warriors. And both fighters from great camps. I'm sure they'll take a lot back to the lab. But tonight belongs to Nate Brown, coming out victorious on this second to last fight. And there's that team from Hardworks, standing proud as Nate Brown improves to 2-0.
Your winner, Nate Brown. Nate, a great performance here in the Lions Den. How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing good. All glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I thank my family for showing out, my coach. And thank you guys for this opportunity.
Now, I know it took a while for the fight to start as well as it's late in the day, but man, you came out like a house of fire. Lots of quick punches, lots of quick movement. What was your strategy going into this fight? What was your strategy?
I mean, just keep moving. This is my second fight, so, you know, I don't have that much experience, but I'm still learning, still working.
Well, you're looking very impressive so far here in the Lions Den. You have a lot of friends, fans, family here. Would you like any last words to give them?
I love you guys. I love my mom and dad out there in Washington live streaming, my baby sister, all my family out there on the reservation. I love y'all.
And we love you. Thank you once again. Congratulations, Nate Brown. Good job, brother.